wanted to give you some fall book and movie recommendations, so here we are. First, I'm going to start with what I'm currently reading. I'm currently rereading Beautiful Creatures. This is a lovely novel. It definitely follows in the vein of Twilight, but with witches. And I read it when I was a kid, and it's just been such a fun reread so far. Next, Slewfoot. I love this book. Follows in the pattern of witchy books. This is one of my favorite novels about a witch I've ever read. I highly recommend this, and if you want to hear more about this one, you can watch my other video on it. Next are a few books I haven't read yet. I've got the Witch Baby series. These are super cute, and I picked one up used, so I just kind of want to try this. Seems like a fun children's book. Next I've got a series I love, the Shady Hollow mystery series. These are wonderful. This one is Cold Clay. This is the one I think that takes place in fall. I read Summer's End over the summer and I loved it, and I'm not super crazy about a mystery, but I'm open to them, and it was such a lovely cozy mystery. They're about like this town, Shady Hollow, where these animals live, and they someone dies and a mystery ensues. Next I've got October Country by Ray Bradbury. I love Ray Bradbury. If you've watched any of my videos, you probably know this. And I've been wanting to read this for a long time. I've heard these are very good, like, fall short stories, so excited about these. Next I've got a couple movies. I've started building up my DVD collection recently. A lot of my CDs are behind me, but I've got DVDs back there. And so these are my fall DVDs. I picked up Halloween Town High, as well as Halloween Town 1 and 2. So I love these movies, so I'm really excited to rewatch those. Picked up a Ghostbusters at Goodwill, so excited about that. And then last, I picked up Poltergeist, which I absolutely love. I think Poltergeist is my favorite of these movies, but those are my fall DVDs. Next I've got a picture book, The Little Ghost Who Was a Quilt. It's very shiny and beautiful. I haven't read this yet. The edges are sprayed gold, and the inside is beautiful. It's just gorgeous, so I'm really excited to read this. Next I've got one I've already read. This is Trixie, the Halloween Fairy from the Rainbow Magic Fairy series. I love these because they're fun to pair with each season. There's good summer ones, there's good like holiday ones. I've read the Easter one, I've read the Beach Fairy. They're all really fun, and I read them as a kid, so I have a lot of nostalgia for them. And this one is sparkly, so what more could you want? I've got a lot of books here. Next is Ghosts of the Haunted Coast. This is ghost hunting on California's Gold Coast. So I think there's specifically California ghost stories, which I love as a Californian. This is more scary stories to tell in the dark. These terrified me as a child. The illustrations are honestly really horrifying. So I'm excited about this, nervous. Will I actually read it? I don't know. Next I've got Fangs. I read this in a library a while ago, and I had to buy my own copy because it's just so beautiful. It's cloth bound, it's red, it's black, the edges are sprayed black, and it's basically a love story between a vampire and a werewolf told through comics. They're pretty short little, almost self-contained comics, and I absolutely love this book and I want to reread it, so that's on my list. Next I've got Frankenstein. This is the Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition, where they do a comic on the cover. and in the fold, I don't know what you call that. I love Frankenstein. They're making a Guillermo del Toro adaptation of that, or they've made it. It's coming out soon, so I'm excited about that. But this is always worth a reread for me. I just read this last year for the second time. Highly recommend Frankenstein if you haven't read it. It's dark, it's gothic, it's beautiful. The landscapes are gorgeous, and it's a classic story. Okay, only a couple more, I swear. Next I've got Coraline. I love this graphic novel. I'm not super crazy about the art actually, but I do love a comic, and I love the story of Coraline, so it was fun to read regardless. The cover's gorgeous, and it's a great story. Alright, last, but certainly not least, is Dracula. This is my prized possession. I've made a couple videos about Dracula, I think, which I didn't quite finish my series on, but don't worry about that. This is the Edward Gorey edition. It has bats on the edges, and it's red velvet, and there's little, oh, the inside cover, gorgeous. And then the book itself has illustrations within it by Edward Gorey as well. Edward Gorey is one of my favorite artists, so I loved this edition. Dracula is a wonderful novel. I absolutely love anything with vampires in it, and I'm really glad I've read this. I'd say the first third is fantastic. You will love every minute of it. It's wonderful. The pacing's great. It's just such a fun read. The one thing I will say is that the last 2/3 of the book kind of lost me, but I think it's worth reading just for the first third. It's a classic story. I also recently watched the movie adaptation Bram Stoker's Dracula. God, that's a good movie. It's cheesy and campy, but it's like so much fun, and I think actually a very, very faithful adaptation. That's the one with Keanu Reeves, Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins, Richard E. Grant. It's wonderful. So I highly recommend that movie if you're a fan of Dracula or not. It's also just really fun, and I think really in the spirit of the book. Maybe I'll make a whole video just on that, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. I love these books and movies. I hope you will too. Please let me know what you're reading and watching for fall and for the Halloween season. I kind of skip right to Halloween, but that's just me. Yeah, happy fall, happy reading.